There is a moment in every person's life, a moment so silent, so heavy, so painfully confusing, when you sit alone in the dark and ask the universe one question: why is this happening to me? You did everything right. You were patient. You were loyal. You worked hard. And yet the thing you wanted most was taken from you, or never came at all. The job, the relationship, the opportunity, the person, gone, and no one gave you an explanation. Have you ever felt this too? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Everything that happens, happens as it should." But when you are standing in the ruins of something you built with your own hands, those words feel impossible to believe. And yet, what if the greatest philosophers in history were not lying to you? What if there is a pattern behind your pain that you simply cannot see yet? This video is made for the person who is exhausted from pretending to be okay. Drop "I choose myself" in the comments if you needed to hear this today. And if no one has told you lately, you are going to be all right. Subscribe, stay close, because what comes next will change the way you see everything. Before we begin, take one slow breath. What you are about to hear is not just philosophy, it is a mirror. These lessons were forged in suffering, tested in silence, and carried forward by every soul who chose to rise instead of disappear. Let us begin. Lesson 1. The storm was not sent to destroy you. Imagine a tree standing in the middle of a violent storm. The wind tears at its branches. The rain pounds its roots. Every part of it bends. And to anyone watching from a window, it looks like that tree is about to fall. But beneath the surface, something invisible is happening. The roots are being forced deeper into the earth. The storm is not killing the tree. The storm is anchoring it forever. Your hardest seasons are doing the same thing to you. The loss that broke your heart, the failure that humiliated you, the silence from people you loved, none of it is random. Epictetus said, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will have a tranquil flow of life." The storm was not sent to destroy you. It was sent to root you. But here is what most people never realize. Lesson 2. Pain is information, not punishment. Most people experience pain and immediately ask, "What did I do wrong?" They carry guilt like a coat they never chose to wear. But the Stoics understood something deeply radical. Pain is not punishment. Pain is information. It is the universe speaking in a language louder than words. When your body is injured, pain tells you where healing is needed. When your life is painful, it is telling you the same thing. Something here needs to change, needs to grow, needs to be released. Viktor Frankl survived unimaginable suffering inside Nazi concentration camps and came out saying this: "In some ways, suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning. Your pain is not evidence that you are cursed. It is evidence that you are alive, evolving, and being redirected." Be honest with yourself. Has your greatest pain ever led you to your greatest growth? If this is already hitting deep, drop a comment below. You are not alone in feeling this. And if someone in your life needs to hear this right now, share this video with them. What comes in the next lessons is where it gets truly powerful. Lesson 3. The closed door was protection. Think of the last time a door closed on you. The job you did not get. The relationship that ended without warning. The plan that completely fell apart. At that moment, it felt like rejection, like failure, like the universe had turned its back on you. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that what we call rejection is often redirection wearing a disguise we do not recognize yet. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." The door that closed was not closing to punish you. It was closing to protect you from a path that was never truly yours. Some doors are locked because the room behind them would have kept you small. Have you ever noticed, years later, how thankful you became for something you once begged the universe to give you? The closed door was not the end of your story. It was the editing of it. And this is where everything changes. Lesson 4. Timing is a teacher, not an enemy. We live in an age that has forgotten patience. Everything is instant: messages, answers, results, validation. And so when life moves slowly, when the breakthrough takes longer than expected, when the harvest delays, we panic. We assume something is wrong. We compare our timeline to everyone else's and decide we are failing. But nature never rushes. A seed planted in autumn does not bloom until spring. It does not dig itself out of the soil in November and say, "Why am I not a flower yet?" Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, confine yourself to the present. The present moment is not a waiting room, it is a workshop. The time you spend waiting is the time you are being prepared. The delay is not divine punishment. The delay is divine preparation. Most people miss this lesson and then spend years confused about why their life feels stuck. If you are watching this and silently thinking, "This is exactly where I am right now," then this video truly found you at the right moment. Subscribe so you never miss a message that was meant for you. Lesson 5. The people who left were lessons dressed as losses. Some of the most painful experiences in life are not failures, they are people. The friend who disappeared when you needed them most. The love that felt like home and then left without warning. The mentor who let you down. These losses carve something deep and hollow inside you. And for a long time, you carry that hollow place like a wound that refuses to heal. But Stoicism offers a perspective that is both difficult and liberating. Not everyone who enters your life is meant to stay. Some people are chapters, not the whole story. Some relationships are classrooms, not destinations. Epictetus taught, men are disturbed not by the things which happen, but by the opinions about the things. The person who left did not take your future with them. They cleared the space for it. What if every person who left your life was making room for someone who will actually stay? Lesson 6. Suffering builds the foundation of strength. No one who ever became truly strong lived a comfortable life. Read the biography of anyone you admire, the warriors, the leaders, the philosophers, the artists, and underneath every achievement, you will find a season of suffering that most people never talk about. Nietzsche wrote, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." But it is more than a motivational phrase, it is a psychological truth. Suffering, when you do not run from it, transforms the architecture of your character. It removes everything fragile and leaves only what is real. Think of a sword. It is not beautiful when the blacksmith pulls it from the fire. It is burning, shapeless, painful to touch. But it is the fire that creates the blade. The life you are being forged into right now is more powerful than the one you are mourning. And this is exactly why people stay stuck. They mourn the old version instead of welcoming the new one. Now we are reaching the deepest part of this journey now. Stay with it. The final lessons carry the kind of truth that most people spend decades searching for. Lesson 7. The universe speaks through disruption. There is a kind of person who only hears the universe when life gets loud. When the business collapses, when the relationship shatters, when the health crisis arrives. And we call these things disasters, but what if they are divine interruptions? Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal, "The obstacle in the path becomes the path. The very thing blocking your way forward is showing you the only real way forward." You were heading in a direction that was familiar but not fulfilling. You were comfortable in a life that was slowly making you invisible. And then something disrupted everything. And yes, it hurt. Of course it hurt. Disruption always does. But inside that disruption was a message, so important that the universe could not deliver it gently. Very few people ever reach the level of awareness where they can say, "Thank you for breaking what was not working." Most people understand this too late. Lesson 8. Your response is where your power lives. Here's the truth the Stoics built their entire philosophy around. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond to it. This is not a soft comfort. This is the most radical act of power available to any human being. Epictetus, who was born a slave, who had no control over his physical freedom, built the most powerful philosophy of inner freedom the world has ever seen. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The world may take everything from you, your plans, your people, your possessions. But your response? That belongs to you completely. And every time you choose a conscious response over a reactive one, you are not just surviving your circumstances. You are becoming someone your circumstances cannot touch." Lesson 9. Everything was leading here. Look back at your life for one moment. Not with regret, with perspective. Look at the moments you thought were ending you. The rejection at 17. The failure at 23. The grief that swallowed you whole. The year you wanted to disappear. Now look at where you are. Still here. Still breathing. Still carrying something inside you that refuses to quit. Every single event in your life, the beautiful ones and the devastating ones, was a thread in the same tapestry. You could not see the pattern while it was being woven. You only saw the knots, the tangles, the broken threads. But nothing was wasted. Not one tear. Not one sleepless night. Not one moment of confusion. Everything was leading here. To this awareness. To this moment. To you. You came into this video carrying something heavy. Maybe it was confusion. Maybe it was grief. Maybe it was the quiet, exhausting weight of wondering why your life looks the way it does. But here is what I want you to carry forward. You were never lost. You were always being led. Every storm deepened your roots. Every closed door protected your path. Every painful lesson sharpened the blade of who you are becoming. Seneca said, "It is not that I am brave, it is that I know what is worth fearing." And unanswered pain is not on that list. You were made for more than you currently believe. The fact that you are watching this, right now at this exact moment in your life, that is not an accident. That is not random. Everything happens for a reason. And you are the reason for all of it. If this video touched something real inside you, drop a comment below. Tell me, what moment in your life finally made sense after years of confusion? Your words might be the exact thing someone else needs to read today. Subscribe to Anonymous Achiever, because this channel is built for people who refuse to stay broken. We rise together, always.